Hello, this is Kirsten Hyde, and today I'm going to show you a shaky card bonanza created with the Island Escape collection from Kaisercraft. I have created 9 different shaky cards, and they're all created with one sheet of paper and embellishment. This paper is the P2244 Maholo from the Island Escape collection. All the cards here are 4 times 4 inches, and I'll now go through all the cards to show you different ways of creating shaky cards. Now I'm going to talk about what you can have inside shaky cards, and the possibilities are endless. Some people like to have sequins inside the shaky cards, and these are quite good to use. Other people like to use beads. These are also good to use. You also have something called micro beads, tiny beads. These ones are also good to use inside shaky cards. Then you also have loads of other tiny small beads you can use inside shaky cards. Another thing you can have inside shaky cards is sand, and this is just a jar of very fine sand. It's really good to use inside the cards. The easiest kind of shaky cards are probably these. These have been created with leftover packaging from beads like these, where the front here has been used on this card and the back side here has been used on this card. The beads inside these cards are half beads from boxes like this. The third card is a card with sand inside, and the shaky box here is handmade, and I'll show you how I did that. To create this shaky box, I've used one of the collectibles from Kaisercraft. I've taken out the inside of this frame and just used the frame. Then I added acetate behind it, and to build the 3D box I used 3D foam and added strips of this behind the frame. Then when you got the box, you add the sand inside the frame, and you glue on the top of the foam, and then you add the card to the top. This way the shaky box with the sand will be glued to your card, and then you can start embellishing it. On the next card I used the image inside this frame, and I created this shaky card, and this has got quite large half beads inside it. And instead of using the frame from the collectibles to create the shaky card box, I created it using one of Kaisercraft's dies. This is a die from one of the die and stamp sets. To create this shaky box, I added several layers of die cuts on the top of each other. Then I added a layer of acetate and another layer with a die cut on the top. Then I got a box. I added the few half beads to the middle of the card and stuck the box to the top of the card. So that was this card. The next card here has been created in a similar way, creating the shaky box with this die here. This is also a die that comes with a stamp and die set. and I've used the die, but I've then cut out the inside to make a frame out of it, and I've stuck the box on the top, and inside this I've used these sequins. On this card I've used sequins inside the card, and the shaker box has been created using more 3D foam to create the shaker box. The pattern here has been created with one of Kaisercraft's dies, and this is a die that comes in a die and stamp set, and I've not actually used the leaf die cut, but I've used the outskirts and the little bits inside the leaf. I've added acetate under the white cardstock with the leaf print, and then I've used, as I said, the 3D foam to create the box. Here is another card, and inside this card I've also used sequins, and to create the pattern in the paper here I have used some of Kaisercraft's words, and it says fun times, and just cut out the letters. I've added acetate under the paper, and then again I've used 3D foam to create the shaker box. Here is another card created in a very similar way, and the pockets here has also been created with 3D foam in similar way as the others before. Inside this card I've used both sequins and I've used small glass beads, but as you can see here they're two different colors. It's yellow and it's green, and to do this you need to create two shaker card pockets under the white cardstock here, and then you add green to one and you add yellow to the other one. That's how you separate them. The last card here is another shaker card with two pockets. It's got sand in this one and tiny beads in this one, and I'll now go through how I created this. To create this card I made paper cuts like this, and I used a silhouette to create this, but you can also use a paper knife and just go through and cut, and it doesn't really matter if you don't have a silhouette. I created several of these and added them in layers, and then I added one layer of acetate at the top, and at the end I added a layer of this at the top of the acetate again. That creates a box with two pockets, one for the sand and one for the glass beads. I'll now go through and show you all the shaker cards. Alright, this is Kirsten Hyde. I hope you liked it, and I hope you create loads and loads of really nice shaker cards. I'm looking forward to see them all.